This absolutely was in doubt. There was arm twisting that had to happen. I mean, if you looked at the vote count earlier, it was not passing, and so they really needed to every last moment here to get this done and to convince people to sign on. Is this Trump at the height of his powers? It absolutely is. He has. You've seen what he's been able to do with executive authority, and now he's gotten Congress's sign off to do what he wants in terms of the power of the purse as well.
Okay, so maybe we can start with, I can ask you about sort of the difficulties of getting this through and how it's been difficult to unite, particularly the Republicans on this.
Yeah, I mean, and we had a number of Republican lawmakers who came out publicly and expressed their, if not outright opposition to this bill, concerns about various aspects of it, and it would depended on which person you were talking to, what the issue was. But some on the right were very concerned about the fact that this bill does not reduce the deficit, and then some more centrists were concerned about the repeal of various aid programs, food assistance, and healthcare assistance as well. The Trump administration really had their work cut out for them in terms of keeping their party united enough to pass this bill, and they did so by a very narrow margin. And so it really took the personal intervention of the president himself, carrots and sticks, inviting lawmakers to his golf course, giving them gifts, uh, all this sort of outreach, and then on the stick side, threatening them, berating them if they weren't in line.
And certainly there's been opposition from many quarters in the public as well. Elon Musk has been pretty vocal.
He has, this was one of the reasons for his catastrophic breakup with Donald Trump, was the fact that he opposed this bill. And even after they kind of came to a truce, Musk and Trump, Musk has held firm that in his view, this bill can't be both big and beautiful.
And why is it big and why is it beautiful? Just tell us some of the elements of it. You've mentioned some of them there, but of course there are many controversial elements of this. Taking away medical care from some people, one of them was controversial.
So yeah, this is a classic kind of Washington jam a whole bunch of things into one package and kind of ram it through with the least number of votes possible to get it through. So so you've got immigration enforcement money in here, tens of billions of dollars for Trump's mass deportation effort. You've got the very, as you mentioned, controversial cuts to Medicaid, which is a healthcare assistance program, and to food assistance as well. There's a number of environmental things here in terms of rollbacks of some of the clean energy work that was done during the Biden administration. And then there's a massive, there's an extension of tax cuts from Trump's first term. There's some new tax benefits for folks in terms of cutting taxes on tips and overtime. So there's a lot going on here.
How much will it allow President Trump to do what he wants to do between now and the end of his term? And how important is it that it passes now, relatively early in his administration?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been covering the Trump administration for the 5 months that they've been in office so far, and what's been unique about this experience to me is that it's been an instance where Trump has had to share power, right? So most of the things he's done has been like executive orders, actions where he just has to take a sheet of paper, sign his name on it, and then people in the executive branch will do what he says. But this was a time when he really needed to get Congress's assent. He needed to get cash from Congress. He needed to get legal authority from Congress that he didn't already have. And so I really kind of see this as part of Trump expanding his executive power, right? He's done it in the ways that he could do without Congress. And now he's basically gotten Congress to write him a check to do, whatever he wants in terms of how he spends money for the next year. So this is Donald Trump getting more powerful, especially when it comes to domestic policy.
Tell us about some of the drama, including a speech that lasted a very long time, nearly 9 hours, I understand.
Yeah, so Democrats really still do not have any way of blocking the Trump agenda in any way, especially in Congress. They are the minority party in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. So, really, all they can do is make symbolic stands. And so that's what we saw. We saw another example of that from Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader for the Democratic leader in the House of Representatives. And he gave hours long speech as a historic speech in terms of how long it was, basically just to delay and to protest, but clearly not to change the ultimate outcome here.
And of course, it squeaked through with 4 votes. I just wonder how tight it was. Was this in doubt for a long period of time? And now it has passed. Is Trump actually at the height of his powers?
This absolutely was in doubt. There was arm twisting that had to happen. I mean, if you looked at the vote count earlier, it was not passing, and so they really needed to every last moment here to get this done and to convince people to sign on. Is this Trump at the height of his powers? It absolutely is. He has. You've seen what he's been able to do with executive authority, and now he's gotten Congress's sign off to do what he wants in terms of the power of the purse as well. And so this is a big, big moment for the president.
And what do ordinary Americans think of this? Do they understand the complexity of the bill, or has that been lost in this?
It has been lost. I think it's been, as a lot of these things are, procedural matters on Capitol Hill, a little hard to follow for most people. I think now that the bill is passed, people will learn a little bit more about it and what's in it. So when we look at the polling that's been done by Reuters and by a whole host of public polling outfits, what they show us is that people don't know a lot of about the bill. In general, they do not like it. But they're still also learning about it. And so the White House says when they do their own polling and they ask people about individual provisions, they like it. Who knows if that's true or not? That's what they say. But what we know at this point is that this is not a terribly popular piece of legislation, but these things can change over time. They did with Obamacare, the President Obama's healthcare initiative. Public opinion changes over time. What is clear is that Republican voters like the fact that Trump is a powerful president, and they don't want to see Congress or the courts stand in his way.
And we're sort of celebrating like the biggest bill of its kind ever signed, and it's going to make this country into a rocket ship. It's going to be really great. In every aspect of our country, we're doing well, despite the fact that we inherited millions of people that shouldn't have been here. And I think we have crime stats that are coming out that are showing the lowest numbers we've had in many years. And that also despite the fact that a lot of people are here that shouldn't have been let into our country. So they're going to be very proud tomorrow. So we're signing at about 5 o'clock. And at about 5 o'clock, we're going to have B-2s and F-22s and F-35s flying right over the White House. And the Speaker and I and John Thune, we're all there together with most Republican senators and congressmen and women. And it's going to be a great day. So we'll be signing with those beautiful planes flying right over our heads. So we have a couple of other deals, but my inclination is to send a letter out and saying what tariff they're going to be paying. It's just much easier. We have, far more than 170 countries. And how many deals can you make? And you can make good deals, but they're very much more complicated. I'd rather, and I've been like this from the beginning, I'd rather send out a letter saying this is what you're going to pay to